Well, we know what the hopes of each candidate are tonight, to win, but what's their biggest fear tonight? I love this question. Joining me is Michelle Bernard of the conservative group Independent Women's Voice, and Howard Fineman, of course, is our favorite MSNBC political analyst, and also, of course, Newsweek's political correspondent. Let me start with Howard on this question. Howard, let's start with Hillary Clinton. Her worst fear tonight.
Well, her worst fear is that there's a tidal wave out there and it's going to crest, and that even though everybody's been lowering expectations like crazy today, that Obama will do much better than expected, and even though the delegate lead won't be that dramatic, there'll be a sense of coming together in the Democratic Party. That's what she's got to fear, because she wants to lengthen the clock, lengthen the playing field. She's now asking for and has agreed to a half a dozen debates in every possible location and network. Obama, by the way, has yet to agree officially to a single one of those debates yet. That shows you the body language. That's Hillary's fear, is that there'll be a gathering sense of momentum for him at the end of tonight.
Well, when she agrees to do hardball every night for a couple of months, I'll know she really wants to extend this thing. I mean that in the best of spirits. Let me go to Michelle Bernard. Bernard, your sense of let's start with Barack Obama. What's his biggest fear tonight?
Well, I think his biggest fear is that he is unable to really shrink that gender gap. I mean, women have been pushing Hillary Clinton over the line in every single state, and we've been watching the gender gap shrink, and I think he's going to want to get it down to single digits. I think he's going to want to win big in California. I think California and New Jersey are very, very important for him tonight, and I would say that his biggest fear is losing women and losing in California and New Jersey.
Let's go now. We'll run through this and then come back and catch up. McCain tonight. Howard, it just seems to me that McCain has two ways to win. Huckabee wins or he wins. Either one wins. It's fine with him.
Well, I know the people who run the McCain campaign very well. They go back all the way into the history of the college Republicans, and there's some people accusing them of pulling a maneuver of helping Huckabee in West Virginia just to create an early embarrassment for Romney. So they're trying to spread tax on the highway. That may very well be true. I mean, I think obviously the big fear for McCain is that he won't be able to unite the party, that even if he does well tonight, that whether it's Rush Limbaugh or Dr. James Dobson or whatever, or Rick Santorum, that this will be a rejectionist front that will just stay out there and live off the land and fight against him all the way through Election Day. These people are talking big, they're talking nasty. Whether they'll actually do it or not, I don't know. McCain is relying on the idea that if he does get the nomination, the prospect of Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama will be enough to unite the conservatives. I don't necessarily think that's the case. Sometimes conservative activists get in a mood where they prefer to lose. They prefer to lose.
Yes.
That's what they want to do. They love to
I
lose.
just think that's so true, Michelle. I think these guys like Rush Limbaugh, who I think is a great professional at what he does, would love to be the government in exile, have a Democrat like Hillary Clinton, especially Hillary Clinton as president, and he'd be in heaven for 4 years, putting her in hell.
No one is going to unify the Republican Party more than Hillary Clinton. Let's make that clear. I've got to actually agree.
No, I mean let her win the presidency, so the guys on radio can dance for 4 years on her grave. I mean, they'll just love it.
Well, I hope you're wrong about that, but I got to tell you, I agree with Howard. I think that McCain's biggest fear is California, and that having Arnold Schwarzenegger and Giuliani endorse him and stand out there in California. Those are not, there's a very disaffected Republican Party in California, and those might not have been the best endorsements for him. I mean, Ann Coulter has said she's going to go out, she's going to campaign for Hillary Rodham Clinton if John McCain is the Republican front runner and gets the nomination.
And what's that mean? No, really. Well, I'm serious. I'm dead serious, Michelle. I take you seriously. What does that mean?
I think what that means is that you could be correct, and there is a wing of the Republican Party, social conservatives, that would rather lose this election than see John McCain as the standard bearer of the Republican Party post George Bush.
Interesting. Howard, do you think that's true?
Yeah, I think that's the psychology of a lot of the conservatives, and I've covered them for years. That's the mood they're in right now. But I'll tell you, I'm paid to do my job, but I think I would pay money to see Ann Coulter campaigning for Hillary Rodham Clinton. I'm really hoping for that one.
I can only lose by commenting at this point. Let me go to Romney. Does Romney have hopes left that are real, or are they just the voice? And I guess we're looking tonight for a big question whether women will do what they did in New Hampshire, Michelle, and back Hillary.
You know, I really cannot wait to see what's going to happen tonight. My argument all along has been that women are not a monolithic voting bloc, and I'm hoping that that the nation's women voters tonight will prove me correct. I think that we're going to see women voting for Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama based solely on generational differences. There is a whole group of women, I'll say age 60 and above, who will tell you, for example, that they graduated from Harvard Law School first in their class and could only get jobs as legal secretaries. And I think for a great number of those women, they're going to vote for Hillary Clinton no matter what, because it is a statement for them. I think for other women for whom sex discrimination they feel has been non-existent, they're going to look with, they're going to look with wide open eyes. They're going to look at the candidates. They're going to look at who they trust. They're going to be looking for change. And I think a great deal of those women are going to vote for Barack Obama.
You know, somebody said the other day that it's a battle between voting for your mother if you're a woman and voting for your daughter.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think most women are going to vote for their daughters.
Let me ask you about this values question. On the latest poll we just got from Lester Holt, the fact that voters in the Republican primaries throughout the country today in 21 contests, including caucuses, are saying they voted their values. It doesn't strike me that that means they voted for John McCain, or at least not happily.
No, I don't think they voted for John McCain. I got to tell you, the numbers I find perplexing and really, really quite confusing, because the poll also said that 64% of the Republican voters today in exit polls are saying that they are satisfied with President Bush. And that really, if that number holds correct, it really means that social conservatives at this point in time, and again, it's just a snapshot in time, but social conservatives are in a minority of the Republican Party. Social conservatives have been very unhappy with President Bush. We've seen a huge expansion of government under this administration. There are people who are very unhappy with the Iraq war, with the economy, and even with the new budget. So it will be very interesting to see how many of these disaffected voters do in fact vote for John McCain because they are moderates, or vote for John McCain because he is the antithesis of President Bush.
Okay, thank you very much, Michelle Bernard.
As we await to march in